RU Executive Transport, a transportation company ready to change the transportation narrative in Taraba State and Nigeria at large, bringing comfort, safety and reliability. Witness their impact on the people, the economy, and Nigeria's transportation future.
RU Executive Transport Company was actually incorporated sometime in 2024, and the decision to establish the company was actually born out of a burden for travelers to Jalingo, especially from Abuja. And I saw that need and tried to reach out to existing transport companies to fill the gap, but they were not forthcoming. And so I decided to go into it myself. That is the main essence of this company, to connect Taraba State to other parts of the country, especially Abuja and Yola, comfortably for executive travelers.
We offer executive services to both individuals and group of people. The kind of services we render depends on the needs in which our customers wishes for us to offer. Either wedding, conferences, ambulance services or car hire services, we ensure that we give you the very best of service.
We offer shuttle services. We started with Jalingo Yola. And right now, as I'm talking to you, we are already looking out for a terminal in Abuja, because Abuja route is actually the ultimate. That was the motivation behind the establishment of the company, so that travels between Abuja and Jalingo can be done comfortably. So we are trusting God that by April, before the end of April, we will start the Abuja route. We are already looking out for a terminal. And so that is the basic thing. And we go into car hire services too. You can hire our Sienna buses, you can hire our Hummer buses, you can also hire our ambulances. So we have all these types of vehicles in place. And I want to say here, what I mean by travel in comfort is that if you are traveling with our Sienna bus, for example, we don't take more than 5 passengers on our shuttle trips. But if you hire it, we allow you to take up to 6 passengers. In other words, 3 people can sit at the back, 2 at the center and 1 in front. But if it is through our shuttle services, it's only 5.
We ensure we take off on time and also arrive on time, most especially for our airport passengers that would love to catch up with a flight to their various destinations. And also we provide comfort and relaxation. All our vehicles are fully air-conditioned vehicles.
RU Executive Transport, a transportation company ready to change the transportation narrative in Taraba State and Nigeria at large, bringing comfort, safety and reliability. Witness their impact on the people, the economy, and Nigeria's transportation future.
RU Executive Transport Company was actually incorporated sometime in 2024, and the decision to establish the company was actually born out of a burden for travelers to Jalingo, especially from Abuja. And I saw that need and tried to reach out to existing transport companies to fill the gap, but they were not forthcoming. And so I decided to go into it myself. That is the main essence of this company, to connect Taraba State to other parts of the country, especially Abuja and Yola, comfortably for executive travelers.
We offer executive services to both individuals and group of people. The kind of services we render depends on the needs in which our customers wishes for us to offer. Either wedding, conferences, ambulance services, or car hire services, we ensure that we give you the very best of service.
We offer shuttle services. We started with Jalingo Yola. Right now, as I'm talking to you, we are already looking out for a terminal in Abuja, because Abuja route is actually the ultimate. That was the motivation behind the establishment of the company, so that travels between Abuja and Jalingo can be done comfortably. So we are trusting God that by April, before the end of April, we will start the Abuja route. We are already looking out for a terminal. And so that is the basic thing. And we go into car hire services too. You can hire our Sienna buses, you can hire our Hummer buses, you can also hire our ambulances. So we have all these types of vehicles in place. And I want to say here, what I mean by travel in comfort is that if you are traveling with our Sienna bus, for example, we don't take more than 5 passengers on our shuttle trips. But if you hire it, we allow you to take up to 6 passengers. In other words, 3 people can sit at the back, 2 at the center, and 1 in front. But if it is through our shuttle services, it's only 5.
We ensure we take off on time and also arrive on time, most especially for our airport passengers that would love to catch up with a flight to their various destinations. And also we provide comfort and relaxation. All our vehicles are fully air-conditioned vehicles.
RU Executive Transport, a transportation company ready to change the transportation narrative in Taraba State and Nigeria at large, bringing comfort, safety and reliability. Witness their impact on the people, the economy, and Nigeria's transportation future.
RU Executive Transport Company was actually incorporated sometime in 2024, and
Good morning and welcome to another fantastic Friday on Some TV. I'm your host, Abraham Minor Joda, and I'm excited to kickstart the day with you. You know, Friday are like the last stretch of a long marathon, and we've made it through the week. Now we're just a few hours away from the weekend. So let's take a deep breath and put on our best smiles and dive into the day with enthusiasm. Before we get started, I want to share a quick story. A friend of mine once told me that the secret to a happy Friday is to pretend it's Saturday. So let's all pretend we are already enjoying our weekend and see if that doesn't put a spring in our steps. On today's show, we have an amazing lineup of segments, guests, topics, and surprises. From the latest news and trends to inspiring stories and expert advice. We've got you covered. So grab a cup of, will I say pap? Because that's what we love in this part of the country. A cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's make this Friday morning unforgettable. Now with me in the studio this morning to make this Friday unforgettable, on my right is an expert, an analyst, someone that who has always ensure that, it gives us the best of analysis on whatever topic we bring in on to speak about. That is Ms. Dr. Charima David. You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Once again, I'm happy to see you here.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine.
I wasn't there yesterday. I was watching you, and you were just, I was captivated with your analysis.
He made all the thing go well.
Okay. And also with me here is my partner in doing good, not a partner in crime, a partner in doing good. They are a good writer, and you all know, you must have been reading his writers on Taraba News and other social media platforms. The director of news and current affairs on Some TV, Mr. Daniel Kukwe.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You're welcome, and how's they been?
Well, it's just starting. We hope it's going to end well.
Okay. I would like to say I wasn't here to thank you. Thank you all for your birthday gifts and messages on Wednesday.
Yeah, we celebrated you.
That's right.
Not on this platform, but after we left here, we celebrated you.
Yes, that's why I had to take a day off yesterday to go and wrap my box of gifts. And there's so much that I had to just stay at home in the morning to unwrap those gifts. And, but this is not an invitation for anyone to come join me. I'm true.
It's already a still
birthday.
Congratulations anyway. But
congratulations.
That story about how to pretend a Friday is Saturday, how do you do it? How will I pretend?
You just pretend it's Saturday already and you start bouncing about.
And don't go to work.
No, you go to work. Just make that work day a Saturday work. Well, I believe that Dr. Charima knows how to turn even Mondays to Saturdays.
Oh, well, of course, Joel Osteen wrote a book and he said, see every day as though it's Friday. Okay. So when you are prepared for Friday, every day is Friday.
Every day is Friday.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Every day is Friday, and every day is there are new things that comes up in Nigeria. Right. Let me just give the honors to Mr. Ira. I'm sure you have something of interest that you have with you on one of those papers. Maybe we should start with you.
Okay, let's go to the Punch newspaper. I'll take a roll call of the list of the headlines on the cover page of the Punch. Then we'll take one of the headlines and analyze on it. First on the Punch is expert lament as crude shortage funds ground 7 refineries. Expert laments as crude shortage funds ground 7 refineries. 807 meningitis cases, 74 deaths recorded in 22 states. NCDC, that's a statement attributed to NCDC. Another statement has it that River Elders Group slam Ibas for sacking Fubara's appointees. House under fire for reversing immunity withdrawal bill. The major story on the cover page of the Punch has it that PDP orders Knox reps, says bill on president's governors is misplaced. Bill may bar Tinubu, Atiku, Obi from 2027 polls. CUPP, SDP backs candidates' competence against H-based bill. Now, I want us to look at the story and make one or two analyses on it. A host of lawyers and groups yesterday abhorred the suspension of political appointees by Rivers State Sole Administrator. That's not the story.
Which of the story?
The Punch.
Okay, the front page, that is the major headline on the front page.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, PDP orders knock reps, says bills on president, governors misplaced. Dr. Charima, do you think the bill that fixed age for governors and presidents, is it a misplaced bill?
Well, by and large, I think it will help the system to accommodate younger generation and also prevent gerontocrats from staying in power as though it's a monarchical system of governance. The young people who have been clamoring for space, they will definitely be happy that the bill scales through. But I know that the old folks will fight it to the last. But let's see how it plays out. But I don't think it's a misplaced priority.
But don't you think with age comes experience? Let me see here. The SDP, it's a vice candidate's competence against age-based bill. I think some of the opinion that we should focus more on competence rather than age.
It doesn't matter. But we also must recognize that most of these people started at a very young age, and they've been there within the corridors of power for decades, as though it's now a personal property. With the bill, I believe that young people can also learn while working, learn while, definitely there's no perfect human being and you cannot know it all. Yes, so through the process, you begin to learn and gain experience. But of course, when the time for you to bow out comes, you should bow out.
You should bow out. Well, to me, I think we should balance the thing. There should be the experience and there should also be the age. But well, for those of us that have been here for so long, well, the experience of the aged politicians, I don't know. Mr. Era, has the experience be a good experience that we want to continue having?
No, it's just like the doctor was trying to point out. I think I will support the assertion that said experience is the best. You don't have to. There are instances where young personalities were given position of power and they make nonsense of it. They were not able to deliver any good result. Though in Nigeria we've had this experience where the elderly have been in power and we have nothing to show for it. At least we've not been able to reach the place where we're supposed to be as a nation at this point in time. But I think experience is a good thing. Given the younger ones, there was this bill. This is not the first time issues like this is coming up. I remember when they were not too young to run. But after even the passage of the not too young to run bill, you discovered able to attain positions of power like the vice president, the president, the 1 or 2 governors, I think Kogi and Ben Ayadi of Cross River State were under that bracket. I think the governor of Taraba State presently, can he be classified as a young person?
I don't think 50 is young.
Yeah,
well, Fintri is there, and Fintri has done well.
Yes, great.
We cannot use a few number to, judge the millions that have not been given the opportunity to actually lead. And sometimes because our curriculum in school has not really taught us leadership and governance, we tend to go into it not knowing left from right. And most often than not, you with a vision to make do or transform a system, it's not even given, because in our climb, when you come and you're speaking English, people will like, Kazo Hanubanza. It means you came empty-handed. They prefer for you to come with money. And at the time you have made money, you might have lost touch with that passion to create a difference. But when you are given the opportunity as a young person, from the way you talk, the way you conduct yourself, the things you've been able to do, and sometimes even opportunity to make you do things are not given, then I think there's need for a rejig in both the curriculum and how systems work.
Okay, I think that is a good one. There's a need to rejig the curriculum and how the system works. Now that takes us to Daily Trust newspaper. Daily Trust newspaper has these headlines: community constitution amendment reps rescind decision on immunity. The reps have rescinded decision on immunity. Many flee as insurgents attack Adamawa villages. That is quite unfortunate. Another story here says Mahama to Tinubu, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso issue complicated. That is from the president of Ghana to the president of Nigeria. We also have a story here saying Tinubu's second term assured, according to Akpabio. It's quite well, I'm very sure it's going to
political statement.
It's going to get a response very soon from the right quarters. NNPCL set to sell shares to the public. The shooting of immigration officer by Chinese attack on Nigeria, according to the minister. While meningitis scale 3 in Gombe, federal government deploys teams in Kebbi, Sokoto, and Katsina. There's a need for us, for all government, for all tiers of government, to begin to look into the meningitis menace and find a solution to it. Now the major headlines on the Daily Trust as Lagos Front. Atiku denies link with Sanwo-Olu as EFCC probes Achimogu. CFCC pulls out. Chimugu, let me see what that story. Okay, yes, I think this is it. This is it. It's a former Vice President Atiku Abubakar dismissed claims that Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu contributed funds to his campaign during the last presidential election. In a statement issued by a spokesman, Paul Ibi, titled "All This Tinubu's Voyage of Misintervention and Campaign of Calumny Against Atiku Abubakar," the Atiku Media Office refuted reports suggesting that Sanwo-Olu, through Ms. Aisha Chimugu, provided the former VP with money allegedly belonging to Lagos State. The reports in a section of the media that the Governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu, through Ms. Aisha, made available to Atiku Abubakar money belonging to the state. So, and the Atiku media team has denied it. And they also say it may interest Nigerians to know that the Waziri of Drama does not know Governor Sanwo-Olu, has never met him before, describing the allegation as kindergarten propaganda from Tinubu camp. He alleged that the accusation was part of a broader political scheme, stating it is an urgent job in providing justification to jettison Sanwo-Olu, who appears to have fallen out of favor with the body law court. What do you make of this story, Doctor?
Well, it's just a play out of politics, just to either malign or try to shortchange Sanwo-Olu, as it were, and also to blacklist Atiku that is in alignment with the opposition. We like it or not, some of these things can happen, but with good evidence, the truth will be laid bare. I can also say the fight between the House of Assembly in Lagos State and the executive in Lagos State is still, hanging. It's still potent and still vibrant. So, on that account, you can also say that the Obasa camp is still trying to hit on Sanwo-Olu.
Okay. Well, I think with the funny thing is that if I'm not saying, please don't quote me. If this happens to be true, then I think one stone will have been used to kill two birds. Atiku's ambitions will have been destroyed by such allegations, and also Sanwo-Olu will go down, because
definitely
you can't be the first son of the president
and then of course turn back, of course,
sponsoring the Mr. I'm not saying this is true. There's no information to show this is true or not. It's just an allegation from some section of some section of the media, and the Atiku team are vehemently they vehemently said this is not true, it's falsehood. So, what do you make of this story?
If it is true, then we get to that point, and when we get to that point, we're able to know whether there is an infiltration into Tinubu's camp, just like the doctor was trying to analyze. If at all it is true that Sanwo-Olu has any relationship with Atiku and is doing some things that favor Atiku against Tinubu, then we are sure that Tinubu's camp is infiltrated and he has to put his house in order, else there will be troubles in the 2027 election. But if it's just political gimmicks that is normal with the Nigerian politics, you say this to distract, it's possible this is to distract attention from one issue that is, you understand, it could be
absolutely,
just a kind of a distraction. So let's wait. They said EFCC is investigating the matter. When we get evidence that it is true or it is a lie, then we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. So do you have another paper with you there?
Yes, I have the Vanguard. Okay, let me take the Guardian. The Guardian I have not received recall notice from INEC, said Natasha. There's another one. NBS needs $15 million yearly to achieve data integrity, says World Bank. CISLAC says River Soul Administrator's action threatens democracy. Reps will return to parliamentary system, age limits for politicians. Let's take a look at the major story that is on the Guardian newspaper. It has it that a bill seeking to return Nigeria to the parliamentary system of government passed second reading at the House of Representatives on Thursday. The bill seeks to establish the office of Prime Minister as head of government and the President as the head of state. The proposed legislation was among the 32 constitutional amendment bills passed by the lawmakers during the plenary session presided over by Benjamin Kalu. The proposed legislation, sponsored by Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda and 59 others, seeks to alter the 1999 constitution to introduce parliamentary framework that will shift executive authority from the president to the prime minister elected by the legislature. Does it make any sense for us to be having proponents of this kind of move in the National Assembly? And look at the number, they're up to like 60 because Kingsley Chinda and 59 others.
And it's also instructive to note for those I've listened to, read some social media commentary, and we should know that it's sponsored by the minority leader, so it's coming from the opposition.
Of course.
So, Dr. Charima.
Well, I can tell you that lately the House of Representatives have been coming up with a lot of bills that seem to want to take the attention of other political stories on the headlines, and they are quite interesting. This one is one of a kind. Returning Nigeria to a parliamentary system of government may likely distort a lot of things. We might likely start thinking about regional government, resource control, and many other things that will fall into play. Well, let's see how it plays out, but I can tell you that the number in the House of Reps, no matter the number, it may not see the light of day.
Well, to me, I'm not adverse to returning back to parliamentary system of government because, one, to me, it reduces the cost of governance. Because when you have a parliament, when you have a parliamentary system of government, the ministers will be chosen from there elected. So everyone that is going to serve in the government will be an elected member, official. And also, it whittles down the executive power of the president. Like the saying goes, that Nigeria has the strongest president in the world. The powers of the Nigerian president is so enormous that when he wields it, you don't know his power until he begins to wield it.
But I can tell you, politicians will fight this to the last.
I know they will, but I'm just saying, if left to me, I think the return to the parliamentary system of government, it's a good one for me. I'm not talking, I'm just, if I'm to vote, I'm going to go the highest harvest for this.
Well, I think what made us to move away from the parliamentary system were the politics that played out then, and those realities is still with us as a nation.
That's
even
right.
As a president, even the presidential, it's getting worse.
So this regional tendency, everybody wants to say, okay, I'm from the south.
No, you don't. The parliamentary system of government does not necessarily mean that we return to a regional system.
No, what I'm saying is,
it has nothing to do with
if the prime minister is, for instance, from the APC, most likely all his political appointments will be from the parliamentarians who are from.
Also
now,
APC.
If a bill is supposed to be passed, and what do you expect?
The opposition.
The opposition will not have a voice like that. I think that was what necessitated the 1966 coup, because somehow it was the power was too much on.
No, I think the powers of the president is far much than the power of the president, because now the prime minister would be in the house to argue out as a parliamentarian, to argue out his policies. We see that happen between Starmer and our Nigerian sister there in Badenoch. We see them argue policies.
That's right.
It is not an executive thing that you just you send a bill to the. Then the ministers too, they are members of the parliament. So you come, you propose. Then you have this opposition. You have shadow cabinet.
That's right.
If you have a minister of finance in the opposition, you also have in the government, you have a minister of. So they begin to trade ideas, and I think it brings out the best of our legislation. The best of, if it is probably, one thing is that if it is properly done.
Well, it's still opinionated.
Because we've seen the presidential system also work perfectly in places like America.
Yeah.
So it is not really about the system at the end of the day, but how we operate it.
Well, let's see how it plays out.
Well, let's see how it plays out. Well, I know every year these things comes out. Let me make a prediction. I'm not saying
you're not a prophet.
Before the end of next week, we'll also have a bill that will come on CCS president or states to be created. It happens in every
That's right.
amendment, constitutional amendment circle. You see all manners of bills are coming up. By the end of the day, after the second reading, it is shut down by those that their interests are. Okay, now this day. This day, let us go to this day. Say Nigeria expand crude oil supply to Europe with medium sweet Obodo blend. I don't know why anytime I hear this sweet blend of crude oil, I feel this sweet sensation. Where this Bonny Light, and they add sweet to it. And
That's right.
We are blessed in this country. Our crude is always the best in the world. When you refine it, you get the best of products from it. But, well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Then we have Tinubu, Ghanaian President Mahama discuss ECOWAS Sahel relations. Also on this day, we have electoral Senate proposed same-day elections to cut costs, discourage apathy. I think House recent decision to strip Vice President, governors, deputies of immunity. A reverse decision to abolish death penalty. Passes bill for creation of additional local government in Imo. Well, it is getting interesting. Let's go to this electoral act, the proposal for same-day elections to cut costs, discourage apathy. Do you think it will work?
Well, if it is Nigeria, some things must be tried first before you know the outcome. Because most times we have very beautiful policies, beautiful ideas, but when you test them, the interests, the vested interests take precedence, take preeminence of the whole system. But by and large, everyone will want a juicy outcome.
Everyone. One thing I know, if it works out on the day of the election, if the opposition wins, this is the best system according to the opposition. If the ruling party wins, they will say we'll take the glory for presenting the best. Whosoever wins will say is the best system. But like we always say, it's not really what the system, it is how we apply it. The vested interest. Now look at this. House recent decision to strip the Vice President, governors, deputies of immunity. I want us to look at this critically. Do you think our elected public office holders, the President, the Vice President, the governors, the deputy governors, do you think they still need immunity or they should be stripped of immunity?
Either way, there is an advantage and disadvantage, be it to the positive or to the negative. But we should be able to come to a point where we can hold serving public officers to account. They should be able to come to a point where there are questions and there are answers. Not on the occasion that, okay, he's now out of office, you cannot judge him in retrospect. Let it be that if an issue is brought up, that there is a sense of corruption in this area, you should be able to come out in full detail to discuss or tell the public that this is what we did, this is what is on ground and all that. Because it boils down to credibility, integrity, honesty, and of course, that sense of responsibility.
Yes, I think if the system is functional and every part of government is doing its role as supposed to, I don't think there will be any need for people to fear whether the governor has immunity or not. Because for him to be able to perform any activity that is classified as corruption, it must have been endorsed in one way or the other by the civil servants, then State House of Assembly,
absolutely,
and things like that. So if everyone is doing what he's supposed to do, nobody should be afraid of whether the governor has immunity or not. Not to even talk of, let's wait for him until when he's out of government, then we have to probe him for what he has stolen from the coffers of the states. I think that is just it. If we change our system, and the system in such a way that everyone is accountable for whatever it is he does, we'll be able to do away with this fear of whether the governor or the president has immunity or not.
And in a way, if you look at it, it will reduce the enormous power to that office. Looking at it critically, politics is so attractive, not because the right thing is done, but because everyone wants to get there to amass his own. Of course, we say eat from the national cake.
Yes.
Everyone wants a slice of the cake. But when immunity is stripped from these offices, it will become unattractive.
Yeah.
Very few people with clean records will vie for positions. And in fact, no one will even want to check or ask what is wrong. The system itself will probe you.
Yes. And I think what the problem we have now is the blanket immunity. I think to me, we should find a middle ground. If it is something that has to do with corruption and accountability for public funds, you should give accounts immediately.
That's right.
But maybe it matters that are personal in nature. This you can't wait till when his office he has served in his tenure. But when it has to do with accountability of public funds, I think there should be a way in which they should be accountable for what.
It's just like what is playing out in Rivers. How can 3 members of the House of Assembly okay the expenditure of public funds, taxpayers' money, irrespective of perspective? It is not correct.
It is not.
It is not correct.
We can never get this. But again, that on a lighter note, wouldn't that even, most time when past governors or past governors have been charged to court, what you get is people come out with all manners of drums and this and say,
He's been witch
hunted.
hunted.
That is out of power. Wouldn't it be worse when he's a governor and you're trying to probe him, trying to serve him to court?
If he's still serving.
If he's still serving, don't you think that the drama will be extraordinary?
The drama will not be extraordinary because if people are held accountable while serving, the evidence of the corruption will be laid bare. These figures or these monies we are talking about are not spiritual.
They are
physical. So the only reason why the person out of power will occasion people to raise drum and then protest that no, you are witch hunting our brother is because the funds are still with him. And as at this time, that person who is hungry has been given some stipend. If you remember what happened after Yaya Bello's 8 years, some people came out to protest that they just want to finish him. They want to destroy him. But as you can see, we are getting to the point where with Kuje Collect.
Okay. Now, let me, on a lighter note, I just want to know, maybe today I may get answer to this question. Is there any link between EFCC office and deadly disease?
Deadly disease?
Yes. I want to know, as a medical...
well, EFCC is to...
Because the moment EFCC arrests a politician, it develops...
Has the way he will become sick.
It becomes sick automatically.
Maybe.
So I want to know, maybe...
No, there are special waivers. There are special waivers given to people who are sick. When, no matter the legal issues on them, they are excused to seek medical treatment. But I can tell you, we are all dramatists in Nigeria.
Because I would have said they should probe the office of the FCC.
We've seen someone that went to court and he was bandaged everywhere with crutches. In fact, medically, if you look at that kind of arrangement, you know that something is off. Because he did not fell off a moving trailer or from a 5-story building, and he was all dressed up in. And the next thing, he went to pray.
Yes, I saw his picture in his hotel room or somewhere.
Yes, he was all wrapped. He was all wrapped, and the next thing, he went to pray. I was like, oh my God. In Nigeria,
it's a miracle.
Don't forget, Dino Melaye had to stay for 24 hours or 48 hours on a tree.
On a tree, yes. Some people are, we watch the movies and we see that we have superheroes.
That is what I was trying to say. The way we celebrate corruption in Nigeria is despicable. Now look at what Dino Melaye did that time. He climbed a tree, stayed there, and you understand. And all these things will still be entertain. At the end of the day, he will still come back and still visit our churches and go to our mosques and still relate with people, and nobody will treat him with any kind of disdain.
Don't forget, he won that case against the IGP.
Yes, he did.
He did.
He did.
So at times you just have to act these things. So at the end of the day, if you have the mastery of it, you can act it and still come out successful.
Okay, thank you very much. Viewer there, I think we'll bring you into the program right now because I know a lot of you have something to say about what we've been discussing. So the phone number will be displayed on the screen of your TV set, and you can call in. But please, we would like to plead with you once you are calling to the show. You turn down the volume of your TV set, and if you can turn it down, because probably there are other watchers there, you step out of the environment so that we don't get echo as feedback. We also say you should keep your contributions brief, because there are other people that want to also call into the show. We should also watch our languages to ensure that we don't get censored and we don't say things that are not palatable to the ears. So we're expecting the number to call is 070-4919-8503. I take that again, 0704-919-8503. So you can call in as well and hear your view. So that takes us to another. Do you have any paper you want us to look at?
Let's look at the Vanguard.
Okay.
Vanguard has this ordeal with EFCC. That's special reports. NNPCL assess potential partners ahead of IPO. Then there's this major story that talks about Rivers, lawyers, others, flays, IBA's suspension of political appointees. So what were they expecting him to do? To maintain the political appointees? They were still describing it as unconstitutional. Will there be any sincerity in it if he maintains all those political appointees?
That means Fubara is still in the system.
That is the way it is.
So for him to suspend them is not out of place, because he will need technical hands to guide him through the process of, solving the problem in Rivers State. Rivers State is already at a state where with the right structures must be in place for peace to either take place or for the House of Assembly to do the needful. You like it or not, I think that state of emergency was necessary to quell down the tensions and the emotions that could not be controlled. That is why I still advocate that people who seek public offices should learn, should go. In the U.S., there's Kennedy School of Leadership and Governance. We need that training to know how to conduct ourselves. If you look at some of the statements prior to the declaration of the state of emergency by the former or the suspended governor, you think he's a tout or someone who has a feud that he wants to express. No matter the pressure, as a sitting governor, you are first accountable to the people and you must show leadership. Imagine if your son sees you, talking as though you are fighting. It means that you don't even know what you are called there to do. A sitting governor is the arrowhead that gives direction to the state. If you want to solve a problem, you don't create it by giving that attitude or that mentality that this is the way to solve such problems. I feel he concentrated more on things that are trivial than things that should be. And he was fighting personal issues at the expense of Rivers State citizens. But for the suspension of those key actors mentioned, from the Chief of Staff to the SGS and other structures, they were brought in by Fubara.
Yes.
They are not sacked. They are suspended. So if the issue between the governor and the House of Assembly is solved and the governor returns back to office, onus is upon him. He has the right to bring them back. So this man is only doing a temporary shift that will allow him have a clear picture of what is happening. Because the SGS, if he remains there, already is a loyalist of Fubara. There are things that he may not see because the man is sitting there.
But is it possible for us to say those people are loyal to Rivers State, not to Fubara, because they were appointed to serve rivers, people who are not Fubara per se.
The last time the SGS was interviewed on whether or not the transmission of letter from the governor to the House of Assembly inviting them to Government House, he was more or less trying to be neutral, but then he swayed and showed his loyalty to Fubara.
I think it was appointed by the governor.
Of course.
To me, I think what they need now is a neutral ground. So everyone that has some political interest should just hold on. For the interest of Rivers, I can hold on to my.
But my concern with the issue is that he has 6 months as it stands, and you're going to bring in somebody that we have to understand, because most of the times you bring in somebody new into the office, you have to stay in the office for some time for him to understand the workings of the office.
Most of these people are not people they just speak, and even some of these people is bringing, they have more experience than those that.
Even if it is somebody that has no experience, we have permanent secretaries, we have directors, we have the minor secretaries, and many other people that can guide the SGS, the chief of staff, on what to do. So it is not just you coming and then using your head knowledge to run the office. There are systems that have already been programmed. Even the letters are not written by the SGS. He only okays them and signs.
So will it be okay now for him not to have appointed, in the next few months, he may not appoint any commissioner, he may just be working with the...
He may choose to. He may choose to, so that he can have some sense of guidance. And that sense of guidance is who advises you determines what you do. And if he gets the right people in place, it is closer to solving the problems of Rivers. He is there to solve a problem and not to create one.
Thank you. Well, there's a story on the Punch there that interests me, and I want us to look at that. That Southeast Caucus Falls Senate rejection of immortalizing Nwosu. Let me take I have a story here that's okay. They say that at the rowdy session in the Senate on Thursday, senators from the Southeast failed to secure national recognition for the chairman of the Fourth Electoral Commission, late Professor Humphrey Nwosu. Nwosu conducted June 12, 1990 presidential election, won by late Chief Moshood Abiola, and died October 20, 2024. His remains will be interred in March 28, 2025. Now, the Senator Enaya Baribe, that's Abia South, moved the motion urging the federal government to recognize Nwosu with a posthumous award. The senator, through the motion, also urged the federal government to name the present head office of the Independent National Electoral Commission (NEC) after Nwosu. All the senators from the Southeast were listed as sponsors of the motion. He argued that the 2012 election laid the foundation for the democracy we have today. Other Southeast senators argued that Nwosu was one of the heroes of Nigerian democracy, regardless of what his critics say. But you have to know that all the other senators are from outside the Southeast, except Senator Yahya Abdullahi Kebbi, who contributed to the debate opposed the motion. Senator Adams Oshemole was vehement in his rejection of any posthumous recognition for Nwosu, saying that contrary to Abaribe's claim, the late Nwosu failed to deliver on his mandate. According to him, Nwosu could not defy the odds to announce the results of the June 12th, the results of the election he conducted, and as demanded of a courageous public servant. And I think even years later, when he wrote his book, he still didn't give us the results. Other senators who kicked against any form of recognition, Senator Sunday Karimi, Kogi West, and Jima Ibrahim, Ondo South. Dr. Charima, do you think the case? I will start from the position of. Do you think even if you at all honor of Nwosu, should we add this regional tint to it? 1, 2. Does he deserve a national award based on his conduct, the overall conduct of the election?
Okay. The coloration of our politics is still ethnic in nature. And the moment the name comes from the South, it sends chills immediately. Because there's this tussle that up till this moment, the North and the Southwest are still grappling with accepting an Igbo leadership.
Is it that they're grappling with it, or I'm from Taraba, they are still grappling with accepting Igbo leadership?
We'll come to that some other time. But as it were, this has lingered for so long. The moment the Igbo name props up to something as significant as this, is going to face a lot of challenge. But I still feel that they can still push some more, meaning I don't see anything wrong in giving him a national award, possibly ON or GCFR. No, GCFR is the president, GCON, or whatever it is, because he delivered on his mandate. But you are under a military rule, so you cannot do what they ask you not to do.
But heroes are people who do what they go against.
But in a way, you accept the fact that he wants to give light as to who won the election.
But he was not able to announce, according to Adams Oshomole.
According to the truth,
yes, I don't have those details as it stands. But if I'm going
even
to go,
in his book, he did not announce.
Yeah, yes. So if you're going to recognize him, you are supposed to recognize all this state neck of your
officials.
Whosoever was in charge of Kano and charge of Gongola State and all those states, like in charge of Tarabas, let it be that all those people too will be given national recognition, because it was the effort of those people that
produced the final results.
And even at that, he couldn't announce. So I think there are one or two things.
Okay, I think it's still subject to debate, and that's what they are doing, as it were. But again, even if he's seen as a hero, the signature of INEC, I mean, that symbolic office as an independent entity, should not just be given to someone that is produced out of controversies. It should be something that anyone can see, every eyes can see, and then it's easier for us to just say, okay,
yes, we accept that.
We accept that.
To me, he did a very fantastic job with his team.
That's right.
With his team. But where I have issue with naming the INEC, yes, he should be honored. He should be honored. But there is the final, the major disagreement I have with this is that he should have defied all odds. Heroes are those not doing your duty. He did his duty perfectly well. But heroes are those that they've done their duty and they did more. Now, he will have come out, whether in exile or within the country or this. This is the results we have. You have the result. You've collated everything. You were announcing the result. All of a sudden, a gun was put to your head
I think there was a time in one of the old newspapers that before he could announce the results, military men came, carted away with a lot with the papers.
They had the results. It has been collated. Even those that were not already have copies of the election results. It is just for you to take the further steps. A lot of people did what, and they are heroes today for June 12. The winner of the election is this.
Possibly the nomenclature hero doesn't sit well, but he did well.
He did a very good job as an INEC.
And there is another prediction, just like you. Do you know that it is possible for him to be given the national honor if it is politically suitable for another president in the future?
Yes, it could.
Because this thing can be a bargaining chip for somebody that wants to get popularity among some people.
Then again, I disagree with
and it could be strategic that the Igbo people want to get a good...
To me, I don't like... To me, he did a job, a national job.
A perfect job.
He did a perfect job, but he didn't.
But he did not extend. There was no anything extraordinary to the job he did.
He did a very good job, a perfect job. But I don't think there's heroism based on what I believe.
That's right.
Do your job.
That's right.
But
he would have taken that risk to announce the result or the outcome of the result, not the type in Imo that someone would just be returned as chairman without votes allotted to him.
Then again, I don't like this ethnic coloration of issues like this. The moment I listen to people outside, they begin to say it's because it's no. He didn't do the election for the Southeast or anything. He did the election for Nigeria. We should, if he's failed to be recognized, he should, well, he's not recognized as because he's in Nigeria, because we feel he's in Nigeria.
There's this statement that is, I saw it online, I don't know how reliable it is. They said, Abubakar, Sir Ahmadu Bello once said, we'll start blowing our trumpet ourselves. Because those who are supposed to blow our trumpets are too busy blowing their own trumpets. So maybe there's a need for the Igbo people to start fronting for...
That's why I say it might be strategic to also give them leverage in subsequent elections.
You know one thing I hate with regional strategy is this. The moment you show that this is a regional strategy, then the other party say, oh, since it's a regional strategy,
let's frustrate it.
Let's frustrate it.
But the moment you come up that this is a national
discourse,
people lower their guards.
That's right.
And you achieve what you want. That's where you say you are looking for an Igbo president, a Yoruba president. You immediately, people like me, once the moment you say you should become a president because you are from this part of the country, I relegate you to because I see you are only coming up because not because you're a Nigerian. So let's take away all these sentiments. If you look at it, I don't think I've been waiting since I was born for a Wilco man to become president of Nigeria. We've not even become the governor of Taraba State. So why should I be joining other ethnic groups to fight for water? I've not been able to fight for myself for. But in all this, we should.
Politics is a game of chance.
It's a game of chance and number and strategy. You may have the number if you don't have the strategy, you will win. So our callers, you can call in. Well, I think we have to leave the stage for the ladies to come and do their version, and we'll come back. When we come back, we'll take your calls, and we also discuss issues that have to do with Taraba State. So don't go anywhere. Let me use that word. Stay put for the pidgin section.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Because you know go feed you all. So if you want to criticize me,
Attention Taraba, here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
RU Executive Transport, a transportation company ready to change the transportation narrative in Taraba State and Nigeria at large, bringing comfort, safety and reliability. Witness their impact on the people, the economy, and Nigeria's transportation future.
RU Executive Transport Company was actually incorporated sometime in 2024, and the decision to establish the company was actually born out of a burden for travelers to Jalingo, especially from Abuja. And I saw that need and tried to reach out to existing transport companies to fill the gap, but they were not forthcoming. And so I decided to go into it myself. That is the main essence of this company, to connect Taraba State to other parts of the country, especially Abuja and Yola, comfortably for executive travelers.
We offer executive services to both individuals and group of people. The kind of services we render depends on the needs in which our customers wishes for us to offer. Either wedding, conferences, ambulance services or car hire services, we ensure that we give you the very best of service.
We offer shuttle services. We started with Jalingo Yola. And right now, as I'm talking to you, we are already looking out for a terminal in Abuja, because Abuja route is actually the ultimate. That was the motivation behind the establishment of the company, so that travels between Abuja and Jalingo can be done comfortably. So we are trusting God that by April, before the end of April, we will start the Abuja route. We are already looking out for a terminal. And so that is the basic thing. And we go into car hire services too. You can hire our Sienna buses, you can hire our Hummer buses, you can also hire our ambulances. So we have all these types of vehicles in place. And I want to say here, what I mean by travel in comfort is that if you are traveling with our Sienna bus, for example, we don't take more than 5 passengers on our shuttle trips. But if you hire it, we allow you to take up to 6 passengers. In other words, 3 people can sit at the back, 2 at the center, and 1 in front.
My country people are the throwaway salute to una this morning. Now they welcome una to the pidgin section of our newspaper headline review. As this in a section where we dey knack una tori on things where they happen for inside the country, even to serve our community and our society. My name is Esther Oka Steven, and with me this morning and my usual guest will be Auntie Fetty Apollos. Auntie, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Esther.
Okay, oh, my country people, happy weekend to all of una. Thank God to say today na Friday. My story this morning begin with the fire incident when it happened for inside the Anambra State, my country people, for Onitsha Market. For one popular road when they call am say Iweka Road, yo, my country people. On Tuesday, something happened for that place. A fire incident can occur. When sotele fire burned shops will contain goods worth millions of naira for inside that market. And they say for that market, the things when it there for that shop now, furniture materials such as leathers, foams, and other furniture things. Now in fire consume for inside that market, my country people. Eyewitnesses and the shop owners, when you gather for that place, and I saw them talk, say this fire incident started around 8:30 for night, my country people. Now from there, they come begin, they call the firefighters. They say firefighters not quick respond, yo. We come make many of them, many of the shop owners, them come verse, go home. Say no problem. Since then, they no feel off the fire, then don't verse waka go ask. Then say, now from there, 9 firefighters come arrive there around 9:40, my country people. Fire service fighter, they have talk person when they be say in name na Chukudi. Chuketa can talk say they no quick receive the information. Say fire they consume things for that place. Say they receive this information 1 hour ago. That is why they quick come to quench this fire. According to talk person of the fire service and people, Chukwudi. He said they no quick get this information as I take it tell una. Say now as soon as the information reach them, now then quick run to come begin the off the fires. And as they arrive, the eyewitnesses talk, say they begin they call those ones when they be say they don't vex go ask. Say firefighters no quick come. Say make them come. Say firefighters don't begin they off the fire. Say those ones then say they're not fit to come back again because of say they don't know what they go do because their goods don't already burn finishing. Okay, oh my country people, why I carry this story come according to our fire service Chukwudi take talk in talk say they arrive immediately they get the information say fire they burn. Now they organize themselves come sharp to come off the fire. But eyewitnesses for that place, he talk say those shop owners wey vex go out. Don't wait. That one simply means them don't call firefighters. Firefighters not come on time. Now he make them vex go out. But for Oga Chukwudi to come outside, say them come on time, and they give them kudos. But that one not mean say I no go talk concerning firefighters matter. Country people who now sabi say firefighters, you know, they quick come for incidents where they happen anytime they call them on time. But meanwhile, before I talk go firefighters side, I want to make Anti-Faith Apollos chukumat for this matter before we go continue. But meanwhile, our phone number they roam for screen there so that you go tanana us to tell us where you they call from and how firefighters for your area they react, how they act anytime they call them say places don't they catch fire, they come on time for the area when una dey. Okay, Anti-Faith put matter for inside this matter for me. What do you think concerning those people when they be say their goods don't burn?
Wait till I go talk for this matter. We see my people. You know, say you get shop worth millions of naira. You suppose keep this fire extinguisher for your shop.
Okay.
Because you don't know anything will happen. Like now, see fire come, you don't get protection where you go protect your things. And we know they rely on these firefighters because firefighters no be if the thing says fire, it go burst. Be everywhere calm.
Okay.
I beg, I don't know the name of the thing. But me when I try to look out for the stuff, me when I put up for your valuable asset where you wanna get, even a house will be it. Because this fire no be only material things, even life too. I beg, me when they try to protect our asset where we know say it costs plenty money. I wish I could talk for this matter.
Okay, oh my country people, as now don't hear am from Anti-Faith matter. She say una supposed to get fire extinguishers for una shop. So that before fire service come, you go don't give yourself a first aid hand. Because of say no be only goods where fire fit burn, even self life no dey save for fire incident. Okay, on to firefighters matter. Kudos to Oga Chukwudi Chiketa we talk say they arrive there on time. But meanwhile, for those people to vex say then they go out, say me fire kuku consume them now because of say them no arrive on time. My country people una sabi say this fire incident don't take over many markets for inside the country, even self. Since the beginning of this year, una sabi the one when it happened for Jos. Even Abuja market, Lagos, Jalingo here, Unko. My country people are beg. Make una dey look for plan B, just as Anti-Faith Apollos don't talk am. Make una try get fire extinguisher for una shop. And also firefighters people are beg. Make una dey always dey ready to they serve us, to they serve people where they call, because me don't notice it say for area where me I dey. Anytime they call, say fire don't they catch for so place. So before firefighters go come, you go take more than almost 1 hour 30 minutes before you go come see say firefighters they come, say them they come to quench fire. The one where they worry me, I say Abi, una know they get people on duty. I be now until person call on and say, fire don't begin they burn you before now go begin they say you okay, enter motor, go put to water now the day tank already. I beg make una check all those things for country people so that when they call, make una they always they prepared for emergency call, because person don't know the next step, person don't know the next thing when it go fit happen. Okay, oh my country people, for those of una where they watch us this morning. This is now the pidgin section of our newspaper headline review. And a section where we dey knack una tori on things where they happen for inside the country, even for our society. As una don hear am this morning, na firefighters matter now we take a talk down now. How fire take a catch market when e dey for Iweka Road for Anambra State, my country people. Okay, na so tori come carry us this morning. They enter for inside the Osun State, my country people. Where one 25-year-old man, when he be say his name be Joseph Obodurin, using hand take kill himself sake of say in talk say hardship too much for him, say he dey unbearable, say no fit bear the condition and the situation when he be say the country don't put am on my country people. Even say one of his family member where them they call him say Gracie Abodurin talk the same thing, talk say na hardship na make a brother kill himself. Auntie Faith, abeg, wetin you fit to talk for inside this matter?
Wetin I go talk for this matter be say everybody dey face this hardship. Suicide no be the option where you could take when something hits you. You get plenty things where you go do, where go calm you down when you dey depressed. You get? So this one will go kill himself. You know the in destiny where he can kill himself. Do you get? Because people, you will not know how many people they look up to him. So I beg for the sake of the person where they look up to you, you get some kind decision where you go make. Sometimes not be only yourself you go look out for. May you look out for people around you, where they around you. We go try, they look up to you. And from this story where I hear, people like say this boy now be the bright winner for his family. You get? So now in can kill himself. Now how you want me family survive? So I beg my people, my country people, maybe they try always anytime we dey depressed, try to share out within your mind, because they say problem half shared is half solved.
Nah, so
I beg me, they try to share our problem. If you not fit share your own problem, we get some people they call specialists. They are specialized in that one. If you dey depressed, they fit help you, talk to you, you go calm you down, or just look for something where go make you happy. Like go music, you know, some people they go just they sit down, they hear music, or they go just go out, maybe they go receive fresh air. You go calm them down. But suicide no be option where I go advise anybody, because this life too sweet. Too sweet. You don't know this next minute you're depressed, the next minute you don't know
the next. Happy now so.
Yeah, so I beg me they try, they always look out for ourselves first before any other thing. Suicide is not an option. I will say I go talk.
My country people who don't hear am for Auntie Faith matter. Say this guy as una take hear am. Maybe he don't get people who under him when he be say in the train or in the take care of. He can't feel say, oh, this going now I ain't go take go about it. People who when they take care of don't too much for ground. In look left, look right, in don't feel say himself enough he get help from anywhere. Now he make and go commit this kind of act, my country people. I beg before una make this kind of decision, just as Auntie Faith Apollo don't talk this morning. Make una think well. Tomorrow now another day, you don't know your destiny. You don't know what God don't put for front for you. The life will not be you giving yourself. Today fit bad, tomorrow fit good, my country people. I beg for many of una where they outside. This one a message to una, because I know say many for this one to come outside, come carry this kind of decision. You don't even know say maybe the condition when it does even still better pass some other people who own. Many of them go say, I no fit you, I no chop food for money, but at least in a day you they see something chop, make you thank God. You see better, many people they look for this life when it take, they not see them. So my country people who are beg and as Auntie Faith to take a talk, and many times where you feel depressed, they make you they share your ideas, make you they share your feelings with loved ones. Not do person go there by your side to advise you. You get pastors, you get imam. Okay, oh my country people, I thank you for watching this morning. Na tori from Ogun State na carry come na concerning Joseph who kill himself this morning last time for inside the Ogun State. And this morning with the advice una say I beg make una they take life jeje, make una they share una ideas, una feelings, what una they go through with loved ones, so that una the next level, the next happenings go better. Okay, country people, I thank you for watching this pidgin section. And I wish you a happy weekend from some TV, even the Salah break, will be Monday and Tuesday. I hope you say una go join us on this station. They watch our Ogbonge program when we get to for una. Thank you for watching this morning show. Morning show continue even for weekend will be Saturday. I hope you say as una they enjoy una weekend. Una go continue with the morning show and our interesting packages where we they get to for una every weekend. Now for here we go draw the curtain of the pidgin section of our newspaper headline review this morning. My name is Esther Oka Steven. I thank you for watching. Una do.
Attention Taraba, here is a public service announcement to all youth groups and organizations in Taraba State. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Taraba State on Youth Affairs, in collaboration with the Special Advisor, Youth Empowerment and the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, invites all youth groups in the state to register for Taraba State Youth Transformation Initiative. Registration is free. The Taraba Youth Transformation Initiative is strategically designed to identify and equip youth groups with skills to enhance youth development. Registration will take place in all the 168 political wards in Taraba State. Registration starts 31st of March 2025. Venue: all local government secretariats across the state. Don't miss out. Register your youth groups today and take a step towards unlocking your full potentials. Join us and let's build a brighter future for Taraba youths. Ambassador Emmanuel George, JP, SSA, Youth Affairs, Announcer.
RU Executive Transport, a transportation company ready to change the transportation narrative in Taraba State and Nigeria at large, bringing comfort, safety and reliability. Witness their impact on the people, the economy, and Nigeria's transportation future.
RU Executive Transport Company was actually incorporated sometime in 2024, and the decision to establish the company was actually born out of a burden for travelers to Jalingo, especially from Abuja. And I saw that need and tried to reach out to existing transport companies to fill the gap, but they were not forthcoming. And so I decided to go into it myself. That is the main essence of this company, to connect Taraba State to other parts of the country, especially Abuja and Yola, comfortably for executive travelers.
We offer executive services to both individuals and group of people. The kind of services we render depends on the needs in which our customers wishes for us to offer. Either wedding, conferences, ambulance services or car hire services, we ensure that we give you the very best of service.
We offer shuttle services. We started with Jalingo Yola. And right now, as I'm talking to you, we are already looking out for a terminal in Abuja, because Abuja route is actually the ultimate. That was the motivation behind the establishment of the company, so that travels between Abuja and Jalingo can be done comfortably. So we are trusting God that by April, before the end of April, we will start the Abuja route. We are already looking out for a terminal. And so that is the basic thing. And we go into car hire services too. You can hire our Sienna buses, you can hire our Hummer buses, you can also hire our ambulances. So we have all these types of vehicles in place. And I want to say here, what I mean by travel in comfort is that if you are traveling with our Sienna bus, for example, we don't take more than 5 passengers on our shuttle trips. But if you hire it, we allow you to take up to 6 passengers. In other words, 3 people can sit at the back, 2 at the center, and 1 in front. But if it is through our shuttle services, it's only 5.
We ensure we take off on time and also arrive on time, most especially for our airport passengers that would love to catch up with a flight to their various destinations. And also we provide comfort and relaxation.
Welcome back to the morning show on Some TV, and this segment we're going to be looking at the news on news about Taraba State on the pages of Taraba newspaper. And I'm still here with Mr. Radane Kukwen, the Director of News and Current Affairs on Some TV. So we're going to look at the news that has to do with Taraba State. Well, we have this story here that says CRCN condemns attack on KYK members by unknown gunmen in Benue State. That's quite unfortunate. The attack of CRCN members or KYK members by unknown gunmen in Benue State. Another story here has it that the Ministry of Tertiary Education holds crucial meeting with heads of tertiary institutions in Taraba State. Another story on the Taraba news has it that setting the record straight, Governor Kefa's vision for Taraba is unshakable. That article was written by in support of the vision of Dr. Agu Kefas as governor of Taraba State. We have a story on the Taraba news that says Partnership for Stronger Humanity. Executive Secretary Taraba State SEMA attends 2025 National Humanitarian Round Table. I can find our story on Taraba newspaper. So Dr. Garba Danjuma, Transforming Nigeria's Public Health Sector. You can read that also on Taraba News. We also have another story here that says Senator David Jukota is a forward-looking achiever. All these stories can be found on the pages of the Taraba News paper, sister agency to Some TV. Also have Professor Bako hosts special Ramadan Iftar in solidarity with the Muslim community. Those are the stories on Taraba News paper this Friday morning. Let me take us on the story of interest here. Our Ministry of Tertiary Education holds crucial meeting with head of tertiary institution in Taraba State. It's in a pivotal move to foster collaborations and strengthen the tertiary education sector in Taraba State. The Ministry of Tertiary Education convened a high-level meeting with the heads of all tertiary institutions across the state. The meeting took place at the Taraba State Transport Corporation, or Jalingo, marking a significant step towards improving the quality of education and institutional synergy in the state. I think this is a good one by the Commissioner for Tertiary Education, Nicholas Nemeson Oliver. I think he's a double commissioner.
Yes, Commissioner for Agric and Food Security, and he's doubling as the Commissioner for Tertiary Education. I think this is coming from the fact that he was a lecturer of note before being appointed the Commissioner of Agric. So he has a lot of experience in tertiary education. And they said The meeting included the need for implementation of modern teaching methodologies and the introduction of innovative academic programs that align with global trends.
Well, I think that's a good one because there is a new ministry. The Ministry of Tertiary Education is a new one, and I think it will be good for him to synergize with the agencies and heads of departments there to come up with a very good policy, because it was the creation of a crisis. But I think the crisis have been looked into now, and before another crisis rates, because we know ASU strikes, we know how running of our institutions are. I think it is better they begin to look at how to solve them before the crisis comes up again. So that is the story there. And we also want to look at, let's just briefly look at the story of the attack on the CRCN, the KYK members by unknown gunmen in Benue State. The president of the Christian Reformed Church of Nigeria, Reverend Dr. Isaiah Jerepie Magaji, has condemned the gun attack on the vehicle conveying some members of KYK, a subgroup of the church, who were going to Abise in Benue State for the annual conference, in which the driver of the vehicle was shot there, while some members sustained gunshot injuries, and called on the federal government and the law enforcement agencies to conduct a thorough investigation into the incident and ensure that all those behind the attack are identified and prosecuted. The incident occurred on Thursday, the 27th March 2025 at Jota in Benue State, where the vehicle was ambushed. I think this is a sad one, attack on bus conveying people. I don't want to look at it conveying maybe churchmen. No, they are people. They could be Christians, they could be Muslims, they could be children, they could be women. It is quite unfortunate that we're still having this kind of attacks on people around that area.
Yes, that area has been on the news for incidences like that. You will discover that that axis has this high level of crime where innocent people are being killed on the road, robbery, tribal crises, and other factors like that. These people were on their way for a religious conference in Abisi, somewhere close to Makurdi, and that's how they were attacked and killed. The government should take a look at that place again and begin to bring out how that problem can be solved, because it has been reoccurring. This is not the first time that people are being killed in that axis. So there's a serious security threat in that axis where people cannot freely travel. So the government will need to do something as urgent as possible.
Exactly. The government will call on the government to look at that axis and ensure that there's security of life and properties there, because we've had a series of attacks on vehicles, on farmers, on communities, on travelers, kidnappings, robberies. It's also ongoing there. And it's also a place that is known for some communal clashes and the rest of it. So I think it's time that the government look at that area and come to the help of people, Nigerians, who ply this road on a daily basis. I wonder how people live around that place, how they survive, because with constant fear of attack by criminals, I think there's a need for a local solution too to that. There must be a synergy between the people of the communities around that area to come up with a communal approach to it, to synergize with the military, the police, and the security agencies. I think that is the only way we can because I'm beginning to see that this crime, as it is local in nature.
It's local in nature in the sense that where the crime scene is, in most instances, will not be too far away from the communities where people settle. So you discover that in one way or the other, the community should be able to have a solution to the problem with the support of the government, though. If there's this local intelligence and they're able to give out information of how this person looks like he may have a hand, or maybe the vigilante or something, there's a way they can solve the problem.
There's a way they can provide intel to this thing. And I think there's a lot to be done by the government and also by the community, the traditional rulers, the traditional institutions should be able to also work with this, because it is becoming, I wonder how people who wants to do business, how the communities will grow with this rate of crime that is going on there.
And that place is a place that is endowed with a lot of natural resources. Farm inputs from that place has a way of sustaining Nigerians from the farm produce yams and other crops that have been cultivated in that axis. So at this point, maybe we just have to convey our condolences to the CRCN Church, the leadership of the CRCN under Reverend Dr. Magaji Jirapi. Our condolences from this platform and from the Sun team. Okay,
thank you. We also the families of those. I think it was the driver that lost his life, to the family of the driver, to so rest in peace. And on this note, we've come to the end of the morning show this morning. It has been quite a very interesting one, a Friday edition of the morning show. We had a morning segment with Dr. Charima, who was able to do some analysis on the newspapers. We also had Mrs. Esther Oka Stephen and Faith Apollos with the pigeon section, and I'm still here with Mr. Ira Daniel Kukwen. And to everyone that has been part of this production, from the studio manager, Mr. Dominion, who ensures that everything, the camera angles, everything is perfect. To the people in the the control room, there's a Silence Walu, God Gift, and also James Emmanuel. We also have the tech lead, who ensures that everything, the network, the wiring, the connections, and everything we use, even up to the laptops and the phones, are in good shape, in the person of Mr. John Oje-Wole. So we thank everyone who has participated in this production today, and we wish you a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned. We have very interesting programs coming up. And today, I can assure you that there's going to be an exclusive interview concerning the bond raised by the Taraba State government. We are bringing, there's going to be an exclusive interview today. So watch out when it's up, and we're going to ensure that you keep you abreast of that interview that is going to come up soon. So thank you very much.